everyone. So recently I mentioned to a couple of you how to make a fat loss coffee, something that you can have in the morning or before training to really accelerate how much energy you have during a training session and accelerate the amount of fat loss you're experiencing each day. This recipe is fairly simple. There are other ways of doing it. This is just the way that I do it with the things that I have available here. So here it is. So just starting off with a ground coffee. I don't have a coffee grinder, so I just start with the ready ground. It's best if you do have a coffee grinder to start off with the fresh beans, so that a lot of the compounds in the coffee beans aren't lost to oxidization. Usually, as soon as you grind it, a lot of the beneficial compounds are lost over time. So start out with that. I usually use 2 tablespoons and I put it into a little coffee press like this. So what I do is I put in the 2 tablespoons, I fill up the water, give it a bit of a stir, wait until there's a crema on top, let that sit for 2 minutes, plunge it halfway, let that sit for another minute, then plunge it all the way down. So that's the coffee there. So we'll just pour that into the cup. Cool. Next up, I've got a 100% raw cold press virgin coconut oil. So you just take 1 tablespoon of this. You don't need this exact brand. Any other coconut oil will do, or even in some cases coconut milk. So just stick that in. That'll start to melt with the hot coffee. Then I've also got a tablespoon of organic butter. I'm just going to stick that in too, let that melt as well. So the butter that I'm using is True Organic. Now this can be purchased locally. If you would like more information about where to get this, just let me know and I can direct you in the right direction. So while that sits there, it'll start to melt and mix together. Now, currently I don't have a blender, so I just let it sit like that, stir it up. You'll find that the fats from the oils and the butter will sit on top a little bit. So just before you drink it, just give it a bit of a swish and let it all mix in. Alternatively, you can stick it into a blender, blend it up for about 20 to 30 seconds, and it'll become nice and frothy, and the butter and oil will mix right through, and it will taste something like a latte. The oils will smooth out the taste of coffee, so if you're not a fan of black coffee, the oils will smooth out the taste quite a lot, and that is the fat loss coffee.